how about if somebody on the other side literally lies?
Yeah. Now,
you know they lie. What do you recommend for that?
Sure. Let me make sure I understand the question. Okay. When you say the other side and you say tech lead, what I heard was that tech lead is an employee of that organization. Yes or no?
That indirectly, but yes.
Okay. Do you know why the tech lead was doing that with you? If we want to get to the psychological core, what do you think the highest probability is why that person was doing that and trying to make you guys look bad? There's one of two reasons.
He was unskilled on what he was trying to provide, unknowledgeable.
Correct. That's the second. That's the second. Yeah. That's the second most common reason. Incompetence. Do you know what the first most common reason is? Exactly. Robert said that. Yes, there's a threat. They feel threatened. You know who runs into this all the time? Yours truly. I'm a coach. I'm a sales coach. Most of you on this call, which Robert and I talked about, I won't go through the specifics of our wonderful coffee we had. Thanks for the coffee, Robert. Most of you on this call are paying a ton of money out of your pocket to be here. There's no threats. Some of you on this call, your company is paying. Some of the companies also have internal salespeople that may or may not be threatened. Might be an internal trainer, might be a sales manager. It's kind of like the tech lead. Now I realize that tech lead is maybe not a W-2, they're a 1099, whatever, I don't care. They're gravy trained, their food is coming from this client. So the minute you step in, Robert, and you're smart, online, providing solutions, the minute that they can't help but feel, maybe where this is going is me not being needed. Which is why whenever I'm dealing with a client and I even see a probability of that regional is going to think I'm threatened, that manager, that VP of sales is going to think, man, having the ME coach our people, some reason is going to make me look bad. By the way, it never does. You know, because I always let my client, and we talk about this in the eastonuniversity.com portal, I always let my client have the glory. As long as I'm getting paid, I don't need credit for the results, right? But I always get ahead of these things. And when I'm working with an individual like this individual that called you, one way to get ahead of it is to use language like this. Man, I'm so glad you're on the team. Right? On certain things, you're going to be the quarterback. It's so nice to have you. A lot of times when I work with clients like XYZ, Billy, there's not somebody like you in there that's looking out. All of a sudden, when you get ahead and call them the quarterback and make yourself just the person blocking and tackling, no problems from them. Again, the CEO is going to know you're getting the results. Now, the next thing, when they do bring it up, okay, you had them, checkmate, they didn't do it. Here's where I wouldn't go with that. I wouldn't go with the whole, I have proof, you didn't do it. Man, Billy, I'm so glad you brought this up. Looks like the setting was there. Well, no, I did the setting. I get it. I'm with you. Same thing with your handling objections. Just agree and move forward. I hear you. Well, for whatever reason, it's working now. Boom, 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 boom. You know?
Leave them now.
Yeah, just go. And by the way, I believe that just came from Bob. Bob sells very sophisticated apps. I'm sure Bob has to deal with this crap all the time, right? Just agree and move forward. Here's the thing, where you're scared, and I get where you're scared, but where you're scared is that this person's going to go to that CEO and be like, man, they didn't have this. And that, again, back to our other point, they're going to showboat. If we didn't have me, and it's going to be really clear really quickly if you ever get a call from that CEO. Okay? Here's the thing, and I tell my kids this all the time, and I'm hoping they figure this out decades sooner than I did. Right? Do you like Ferraris? Yeah, Dad, I like Ferrari. Do you like to travel, Bella? Yeah, Dad, I like to travel. Cool. Many times in your life, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to be right, or do you want to get the business? Because those two things do not coexist most of the time. All right? So we can be right, and we can teach that tech lead a lesson. I can teach that VP of sales a lesson. I can teach that internal sales trainer a lesson. But like we talked about before, when you argue with a crazy person from a distance, Other people, the CEO, the person that's writing your check or EFTing or wiring your funds, don't know who's who. Okay? My beautiful, super dope, amazing, awesome, intelligent wife 10 years ago gave me the best piece of advice ever. I ran into this with somebody, I still remember her name, and I remember her laptop, and she was the worst. She was the most unskillful person ever, and all she wanted to do was kill me every direction she got with this particular client. And you know what my wife said? If you lose them, who cares? Good riddance. And by the way, I have a feeling you're going to be there a lot longer than she is. And guess what? It took 27 months. 27 months later, suddenly I didn't see her name CC'd on the emails anymore. Fine, I'll say her name. It was Megan. Megan, wherever you are, I hope you're choking. But Megan wasn't there anymore because Megan wanted to start all these fights with me. Megan wanted to prove how great Megan was. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not fighting with you, Megan. And guess what? Megan probably ran her mouth one too many times and said stuff she couldn't back up. And finally, somebody realized how incompetent Megan was. Megan was both incompetent and threatened. That's the worst, okay? But you got to choose. Do I want to keep this client? Do I want to win this sale? Or do I want to win this emotional battle? If you're feeling, and by the way, we all get there. If you're feeling like I want to win this emotional battle, okay? I'm not saying try jujitsu. But it's great. Go to jiu-jitsu, take taekwondo, do the road bikes thing. I'm not into those, but some people like to ride. Find something when these things happen. Go for a run, okay? You're going to find that you're going to take all of that adrenaline, wash it out of your system, come back and be like, dude, he's a dork, right? And by the way, flip of the coin. Please, guys. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Let's also make sure we're not Billy. And when somebody brings something up to us, that we're not getting defensive, right? Just out of curiosity, why do you say that? Well, because I did the settings. Let's not go into, yes, you did. I saw it. Now, can you kind of walk me through? Because I want to make sure there's nothing on our end, right? Just make sure that we're not being obtuse. Right? Which you're not, Robert. I know you're not in this case. But let's just make sure we're not also becoming a Billy. Right? And at the end of the day, if you lose the client, you lose the client. If you work in sales and you need to make twice as much money as you do right now to really enjoy your life, you've really only got 3 options. Option number 1, you can continue to work your butt off in the job you have right now, hoping for some sort of miracle to happen, where you start taking home double the money while doing things the exact same way you do them right now. That's pretty unlikely. Or option number 2, you can look for another job at a totally different company, hoping you're going to catch some sort of once-in-a-lifetime wave where sales just seem to flow your way. All right, again, highly unlikely, and we both know waves in sales, well, they don't last very long. Or option number 3, you can click the button here and get instant access to a simple, straightforward sales process that will help you take home twice as much money as you do right now while putting in far less effort than you do today. My name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University, the most effective sales coaching system in the world. If you click the button, you're going to see how our interactive sales coaching portal and weekly live coaching sessions with me will help you double your income within 60 days. Easton University is more than an interactive sales coaching portal. It's more than being able to ask me questions in a live setting every single week. It's your future, and you and your future are worth it. Click the button. I will see you on the other side. Your life is about to get a lot better. Click through now.